Everyone, myself Pallavi Patil from Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to learn about the remaining part of Unit 1, that is the Introduction to Multimedia. In last video, we saw the basic of graphics, basic shapes, line, circle, rectangle and vector and raster graphics in multimedia and different color models. In this video, we will see the remaining part of Unit 1, that is Chapter 1. What are the outcomes of this video? The learner will be able to understand virtual reality application, image representation, layers, frames, keyframes, name of resource requirement. So let's see the first virtual reality application. In virtual reality application, the first one, entertainment, education, health, manufacturing, tourism and advertisement. Last one is a millet. The first is entertainment. In entertainment, the potential of VR in entertainment is a clear and huge, as the entertainment industry is a multi-billion-dollar and consumers are always interested on its novelty. The VR video game, the world was popularized already by the Danish movie Tron in 1982. In VR games, the gamers can look in any direction or walk through the scene. Show the example. Next, the next is the education. In education, multimedia and virtual reality application for teaching, learning, human sense and therapy of lateral and space location. The technology evolution and the need for the teaching modelization led to the design of virtual reality application in a medical education. In education, the virtual reality is a solution. The VR offers visualization of geometric relationship in a difficult concept or data are hard to interpret. If the real environment is a costly, then VR is the best choice to understand and learn it. For example, the flight simulation or firefighting, nuclear power plant safety. In a medical, also use the VR. The next, health. In a healthcare IT, the virtual reality technology create a simulate environment and allow the user to interact with the 3D world. As we know, the reality comes by our sense. Simply, the technology is considered as a combination of sensory information and our brain sense making mechanism for that information. VR technology can also help improve today's healthcare system, in which doctors train to perform routine medical procedure in remote communication around the world. The doctor can be used a 3D organ models that were the generate from medical scan the data for the better planning and preparation for the medical procedure. It can also be used explaining the patient and his family so that they make more comfort. The VR also provide therapy to people suffering from the mental. The next, manufacturing. In manufacturing, the virtual reality enable use to step into the impressive computer simulate alternate world where sensory experience can occur. The current VR technology, the most commonly used either head mount device such as a HTC, the view of fully impressive projection screen. The manufacturing industry have used the virtual reality to the models and design it before implementing it. The next, tourism and advertisement. Virtual reality offers tourism many useful applications that deserve greater attention, from reorientation in marketing and management along the way, the tourism policy and planning, and the marketing of the tourism product. The virtual reality has been used to create historical sites which then enable users to experience it with comfort from the house. For instance, you can even create a war that happened at location and feel beginning of war. The next, military. The currently VR used by the military in all three major fields: ground, air and navy force, for flight and battlefield simulation, and medical training vehicle to simulate and virtual boot camps. The next, image representation. The image can be represented in a following two ways: analog representation of image and second, digital representation of image. The image can be represented in a two way, that is analog and digital. The first is the analog representation of image. When an image is capturing by normal camera with roll, it is called as an analog representation. It is similar to that of image which seen by eyes, that is the analog representation of image. The second, digital representation of image. Whenever the image is stored in a form of computer file, such as the image are represented in a digital format. It is a digital representation of image. The next, layers. The layers are used in digital image to editing a separate different element of image. A layer can be compared to the transparency on which imaging effect or image are applied and placed over and under image. Today they are integral feature of image editor. Layer is a Photoshop creating them, the designing and multimedia Photoshop to introduction to Photoshop layers. Layers are nothing but different surfaces available on crayons that can be used to draw image effect. There are two basic types of layer, that is a background and foreground. The next, frames. The frames in a video and animation frames are individually pictured in a sequence of image. The frame is uniquely defined by combination of image to be displayed and the time the image is to be displayed. A sequence of frame make an animation. For example, a flash movie you see on the web may play 12 frames per second. The creating appearance of motion. The most video is shoot at 24 or 30 frames per second. Animation and graphics software can use of this purpose. Next, keyframe. A keyframe is an animation and filmmaking is a drawing that defines the starting and ending point of the smooth transition. The drawings are called frame. A keyframe in animation and the filmmaking is a drawing that defines the starting and ending point of any smooth transition. A sequence of keyframe defines which moment the viewer will see where the position of the keyframe on the film, video, animation is defining the timing of the moment. The keyframe is one which acts as a base for next transition or frame. It holds all objects in its place. The next, the name of resource is required. The hardware, that is a computer system, use a computer i3 or i5. RAM minimum 2 GB and onwards. Operating system Windows 7, Linux version 5.0 or later. A different software we can use OpenOffice Draw, that is a pen, pencil, 2D, Sniffic, Studios or other software. Different software we use in our practical. Thank you.